To our parents and guardians, I am sure we do not understand the level of your sacrifice or your love for us, but we do know we owe you so very much. And lastly, let us applaud the graduates who will be joining the armed forces next year and giving their service to our country. They are committing themselves to ensure our freedom. A few weeks ago, my physics teacher, Mr. Castro, asked my class to rate our high school experience on a scale of 1 to 5. In the moment, I saw my overall experience as a 4, because while I enjoyed high school quite a bit, there have been definitely challenging moments. Our lack of stadium, coming in 3rd place for homecoming 3 years in a row, and entering Triton Regional School as awkward, pimpled, and scrawny 12-year-olds. But as I stand up here, surrounded by my best friends and my sports teammates, I realize that we cannot assign a single number to our overall experience. We cannot outright say that if we loved high school, it would be a 5, or if we hated it, it would be a 1, because collectively we have experienced the entirety of the scale. It is the fact that we went through this experience together that made the past 4 years special. When Mr. Castro asked my class to rate the past 4 years, I thought it was ironic that he asked the question, because he had been the maker of some nights that I would definitely rate as 1s. Those nights, I was pulling my hair out as I tried to solve problems that seemed like Greek to me. Problems where I always seemed to be missing a variable, or where E never began to equal mc squared. While we tried to erase those bad days or nights from our minds, they are the most formative in creating who we are as young men and women. In my junior year, the hockey team went into our Chelmsford game needing a win to give ourselves a decent shot at making the tournament. And we got demolished. But it is what my coach said after that stuck with me. He said, "That sucked. It really sucked. But we're still alive. Look around the room. You're not dead yet. The guy next to you isn't dead yet. And we are still on our horse, and we need to keep going as a team." That was a Coach Wild quote, so I had to edit it to keep it PG. But I think the meaning still gets through. This remark describes almost any situation for any one of us. Whether you failed a test, or are having a bad hair day, or have an entire class deeply in debt to the school, we still have the ability to carry on, and it is through these 4 years that we have learned to persevere together. Our problems are more easily tackled if we can approach them as one and unify ourselves around failures. For example, the entire Triton community came together to fix our old stadium and build the beautiful one we are standing in today. Before construction began, our stadium was in bad shape with its condemned bleachers that some former students had fallen through, a track that could be part of Elm Street, and a field so muddy it was colloquially known as the swamp. But once we decided enough is enough, something miraculous happened. Something new and productive actually happened at Triton Regional High School. I know, right? I still can't believe it myself. We all came together, students, parents, teachers, administrators, and even some less than enthusiastic but overtaxed people who all did their part to make the stadium what it is right now. This is one of the defining moments of our class. We are the first to graduate in the stadium and the first to have our senior nights here. We enjoyed a year full of games and community activity in the stadium, and despite it being promised to be done forever, we survived the challenging time. More importantly, we all came together and did our part to help make that experience go from a 1 to a 5. I think that this togetherness that we had in our happiest times is the thing that I will miss the most about this class. We did have some fights, tense moments, and some overall bad experiences, but through them we stuck together and made the most of high school. Consider the prom bus fiasco of 2017. On the way to Boston for our prom, one of the buses broke down, and my bus and 40 of my classmates had to turn around and pick up another 40 or so kids. I have never felt physically closer to my class. Even though it was hot, sweaty, and claustrophobic, we made the most of it and played some music and had an overall decent time in a moment that had the potential to be awful. Because of the classmates who were around me then, and now are sitting in front of me, we took a moment that should have been terrible and made it into something memorable, a memory that we will all share for the rest of our lives. We punctuated this togetherness on our final day of school when we blocked off the entire parking lot one cold May morning, confusing all the teachers as they came in bright and early, and sticking it to the underclassmen, one of our favorite hobbies. This was our senior luau. Sitting around with all my classmates, eating hamburgers at 8 in the morning, and playing water polo with a police officer is one of my best memories of high school. But the thing that really made it special was the fact that it was not only my friends who were there, it was the classmates that I had not had as many opportunities to spend time with through classes or extracurriculars. Some of us have spent 13 years together, and while middle and high school have a way of pulling us apart, this event brought us all together. Here's what made the day special. I got to be with all my classmates on my final day of high school. This graduation is our final official event as the class of 2017. And as we are moving on with the next chapter of our lives, we cannot forget the time that we spent in these halls. We cannot forget the fun times that we had as a class, throwing a parking lot party, having a fully functional stadium for only 1 year, and dancing the night away on top of Boston. Even though our journey together has come to a close, and we will walk across this stage in a few minutes and move into the next chapter of our lives separate from each other, we will always share the fact that we went through this experience together as the class of 2017. Thank you, and roll bikes.
Woo!